What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Today we're checking out Benson Boone's new album, American Heart. I'm really excited to dive in. We have 8 tracks that we haven't heard because I've reacted to 2 of the singles. I didn't do Mama Song though, so obviously we're going to do it in the track list. But I'm looking forward to this record. I appreciated Fireworks and Rollerblades a lot, especially where I was at in my life. I feel like that album, a few of those songs hit me on like a whole different level. I just appreciated his vulnerability and my interpretation of those songs. I also really appreciated his vocal capabilities in that record. I like that he could do like the high notes and stuff, but he also just had a really like authentic presence about himself. Before we get into today's video, if you guys want to drop a like, subscribe, make sure you guys follow me over on Instagram at Steven in Stereo. If you guys want to see the album listening party version of this, that's the more raw video where we just kind of press record and jam this album. You guys can check that out. It's already available over on Patreon as well as Fireworks and Rollerblades, so you guys can check that one out. Also, of course, you know, there's going to be one here on YouTube. It's a little bit more chopped up for copyright and pacing, entertainment, things like that. So it is what it is. I know some of y'all do like the listening party, so I always offer that. Thank you, by the way, because everyone who checks out those listening parties and signs up to Patreon is 100% the reason I'm able to keep making videos like this. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all. But enough about all of that. I have been listening to the 2 singles I know from this a lot lately, the last couple days, from checking out the music video to Mr. Electric Blue to when we first listened to Mystical Magical. I really appreciate the verses in Mystical Magical. I think even more than I like the chorus, I feel like the verses in that song, they're just driven so well. There's some really good bass in there. It's just a great overall vibe. But I do think that I'm loving Mr. Electric Blue a little bit more. I did hear that it's about his father, and I think that's pretty cool when you listen to the lyrics about it. Then my interpretation originally was that it might be a self-love anthem, just due to the fact that he had the music video along with it, which was, you know, him addressing a lot of the hate that he's been getting. So you know, like I said, I always love to interpret it myself and then kind of hear what the song's about. But now I've been listening to it back a bunch of times. It is really cool just to hear him talk about his dad that way, almost as like a superhero. So we're diving into this. This first track right here is called Sorry I'm Here for Someone Else. Let's go.
I'm sorry I'm here for someone else. I hope you're doing well.
Here we go. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that guitar is sick. Good harmony.
I'm sorry I'm here for someone else. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry I'm here for someone.
Oh, the timing on that right there. I need to shut up for a second. There's like that is so sick right there.
I'm sorry I'm here for someone else. I wish that I could stay.
We talk about at the bar by ourselves, but I'm here for someone else. So is it almost like you're meeting somebody while you're on a date, or you're about to be on a date with somebody else? Oh, Benny, don't do it. Oh!
It's good to see your face, and I'm sorry I'm here for
Fuck that! Oh my god, that guitar right there. Woo! That's heavy. Listen to that.
I'm sorry I'm here for someone else.
You're moshing.
Nope.
There was no drum there. These riffs are so cool in the song. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I love the ending to that too, because we got some resolution, at least for me, of the understanding of the song. So it sounds to me like he went to the bar with someone, but maybe an old love of his, maybe the one that didn't work out originally, was there at that moment, and he had no choice but to follow his heart with that as well. I don't think there's enough songs that really talk. I'm sure there's plenty. Someone's going to be like, you're an idiot. There's so many, but I haven't listened to that many songs that are really about kind of like this happening, where you're like with somebody and then you find an old love and you kind of like ditch the person that you were with. It's a vulnerable place to be, and no one wants to admit doing some shit like that, because it never feels good. Benny, don't do it. You know, his mind is telling him this isn't right, but he's following his heart regardless of what people are going to think about him in that situation. And I think for the sake of love, you do have to not care what other people think. You have to love unconditionally And that comes with all the conditions that everyone else around you is going to give you for that purpose. I love that this entire song, I get that the lyricism talks about a bar, but what it's like at a moment, it all kind of just makes sense. And you can just visually like picture Benny in a bar going through this kind of love triangle drama that he has here. I love that. You know, I really love when he does this sort of like, because I've been listening to Fireworks and Rollerblades a lot. In preparation to do this album reaction. And I like this, you know, this rock and sort of like, you know, bar ballad kind of feeling that this song gives me. And I really love those heavy guitars. All right, this next track is Man in Me. Oh, that bass.
And you pull me in, and you hold me close, and you say all kinds of crazy things that make me want to stay in your arms.
Woo!
But you don't care when I'm falling down, slowly burning out.
Oh, I love the vibe of this song. I'm always into a chord progression like that too, that kind of drops into a little bit of like a dark sound. It's really cool. Right here. Woo. Let's go. Oh. You made me bleed. Did he say Lord on these ivory keys or blood on these ivory keys? Either way, the visual of that is sick. Oh, you killed the only part of me I ever liked. Yes. Have I ever had better reasons for leaving something so displeasing? Even the sweetest words they were treason, cause you just lied to my face. Oh, you guys already know if you watch this channel how much I love what he just did with just the cadence, the way that the cadence of this sped up like it did. Oh, I gotta take it back. No, have I ever had better reasons for leaving something so displeasing? Even the sweetest words they were treason, cause you just lied to my face. You took the man in me. Woo! Oh, and then in the production, I can just hear all these vocals harmonizing this. It's just never enough. I would love to see the studio part of this where he records the backing vocals that he does, because I don't really know how much is in the production. There's only 2 people on the credits, so that's pretty incredible. Wow, that's really incredible. These vocals, anyways. I want you to like, there's like a high one back here. I know y'all can hear it, but damn, it is good. Let's put some love on that. Oh. Man, actually, I feel like if you like broke it down right there too, it's almost like that little vocal part is like sampled and being played through like something that sounds very vintage or like very worn vinyl. I'm thinking way too much into this right now, but it is like tickling the right part of my brain. Oh, I'm sorry y'all are having to witness this. It's so pretty. God, it's so theatrical. Woo. See, if I don't rewind it right here, we won't get to talk about it again in this video. And that's why I'm going to rewind it again right here, because I want to talk about this again in this video. This high note he's doing in the back is just so Freddie Mercury coded. I fucking love it. Oh, fuck. Come on. The little things at the end. This is such a vulnerable fucking song, right? It's about, obviously, at least my interpretation, I can't say obviously, my interpretation is just about somebody who thought they had everything. They were kind of promised the world in a relationship. It could be something else, but I'm thinking a relationship. And I'm giving, this person wants to give me everything and I want to give that back. But the first time that I'm like not looking, they throw it all away. And the whole point being like, maybe you could never trust that person, or maybe you shouldn't have ever really been as open or vulnerable. Maybe what they were selling to you wasn't real. It was snake oil. There's a lot of things that kind of happen in that situation. But obviously, whatever happened hurt Benson in a very real way, because you can feel these emotions on such a real level, a very raw sound, but still giving us the theatrics and dramatics that I love from his voice. I still think it's incredible he can do that, by the way. Like, I don't know. Amidst all the flipping and stuff that people talk about, they failed to talk about just how fucking great he is vocally. So I think it's important to point these things out. He's got obviously we already know it's reminiscent of Freddie Mercury in a lot of ways, but to me, I love it because he can really send a song to that next level and make you feel that pain. So all the way down to the end, including, falling back on the tempo, allowing the instrumental to deconstruct there to the end, back into the studio where you just kind of hear everything end, and then that raw cut. I mean, they don't say cut, but that raw cut of it being over, setting the headphones down, leaving the studio, all of that shit. It's that little extra 5 seconds at the end. If the pain of the lyricism wasn't hitting you, at least you can feel that vulnerability at the end, and you know that shit was real. I don't know if there's more credits on this album. I know that Benson writes some of his music. I didn't realize that he was so involved in the writing. I should look it up. Maybe I'll look it up really quick. So he collaborates, which everyone does today for the most part. So yes, Benson Boone writes his own music. Now that's, fucking Google AI, but I think that's true. I do see that in the credits, and that is consistent with the credits I've seen before. So even more shocked that people have so much negative things to say about him when he's so involved in all of his music. It's crazy. It sounds fucking amazing. All right. This is Reminds Me of You. Yeah, Benson comes in with like a rap verse right now.
You got a million different pairs of underwear spread out on my couch cause you left them there. You got a Polaroid picture of your chest. And when I'm driving my car to the overlook spot, I could smell your perfume in the vents.
Solid songwriting right there. I love when the lyricism can just put you in that moment, give you just enough detail to fucking put you right there witnessing what's about to play out.
The damn thing reminds me of you.
Fuck. I dig what he can do with his voice. Reminiscent of Steven Tyler right there. Not all the way, all right? Obviously, Steven Tyler is a unicorn, but just you can hear moments of that kind of come out right there.
I see you everywhere the wind blows.
Oh! Hey! That's kind of what I wanted right here. Oh, yeah. I love how hard that comes back, and I gotta take it back. I love that he did that little it wasn't full hip hop, but he had a little bit of a flow to him right there. I feel like if he was performing this live, he could throw some sunglasses on in that moment and kind of just step it out with us. All right.
'Cause every damn thing reminds me of you.
Woo!
Reminds me of you.
Oh yeah. Oh damn. I know that he can do those high notes and stuff. What's actually blowing my mind, not blowing my mind, that's crazy, but what's actually kind of hyping me up right now is hearing him do these those same kind of runs, but in a lower octave, a lower range. It's really cool to hear that, because I think it makes those gnarlier ones stick out even more. But it's just cool because I feel there's it goes from an R&B kind of moment to almost a rock adjacent moment at the same time.
Stop.
Oh. The riff's good when I skip the jolly good, so I could do the riff. Bridge reminds me so much of Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. Maybe I'm just it's the tempo's different, but the vibe.
Showing Jesus, old songs, I still
I hear it a little bit there.
It reminds me of you.
So I kind of feel like Man and Me and Reminds Me of You kind of go together. I don't like to judge what I think the whole album is based on a couple of songs, especially because the singles don't necessarily align with what I'm about to say. But you can tell that Benson, especially now that I know that he like writes his music, I can tell that Benson's going through some heartbreak here. And it kind of seems like who he lost in Man and Me is the same person that he's struggling with. Reminds Me of You. Trying to live your life, post anything, post a loss or the loss of a relationship, loss of a friendship, whatever. Um, Loss of a family member, trying to live your life after that moment is so difficult sometimes, because I feel like if you have a lot of memories with that person, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what you see, it's all going to invoke those emotions about that person in you. And that can be very difficult to navigate if you never found closure. And it kind of seems like, at least off a handful of tracks so far, and I don't want to talk about the whole album because I don't know yet, but it does seem off a handful of tracks that Benson maybe doesn't really have that closure. Maybe this is him trying to find that closure. All right, this is Mama Song.
Mama, I'm missing home, and California's getting cold. Does that mean you're getting older and older?
Like his low end vocal.
You. Take me down your old street. Tell me your memories of when you were young.
Oh,
You fell in love.
yes.
Drive me through the country. Tell me your story.
He has so much power.
You can need this when I'm holding pictures of you in there.
Oh my God.
All that I've got left.
Dude, I love the power in his voice so much. And again, somebody with so much ability to give you that vulnerability, as we heard in the first record I reacted to, is exactly what you need for a setup like this in a song like this, where you're so far, he's obviously so far from his mom, being all the way in California, following his dream, and he's missing out on all these memories, that he just wants to get back to being with mom, back to being around her, so that he can go follow her around all of her memories. He wants to learn everything there is about her, so that when she's no longer there and he's got these things around her, photos and, leftover pieces of her life, he has all these memories he can cherish, to not only like for his own memory, but also to be able to share with other people. It's one thing to be able to share the memories you have with your mom, but it'd be another thing to be able to share the stories of your mom with other people. And Benson is the perfect vocal to fucking give you that, especially because the shit's real. It's coming straight from his heart.
Really should have made it big, 'cause damn, he's good at everything.
Oh.
And everything I am is because of you. I'm a man because of you.
Fuck.
Woo!
I'm always like envious of people who like this is their reality of their families, like it's very envious. Oh, with the gospel vocals in the back too. Just feels fucking epic. Yes. The bells too. This is such a pretty song, and honestly, I feel like he is the perfect person to be delivering this. These emotions are coming from the soul right here, straight from the depths of his chest, and it comes out in the most beautiful way. His ability to kind of like capture the lyricism, the vibe, and the vocal all together and present it like this is really beautiful, because even some of us who maybe don't have these same feelings with our family, I can still appreciate how much love he has and how much love he is showing here. I think it's very beautiful. I also like the nod to his father in this again, because Mr. Electric Blue being all about his dad, it's cool to see just how much he cares about his parents, about his father, just how much he looks up to him and how much he accredits them to being everything. I can't believe my dad never made it big. He's good at everything. Like that kind of shit is just so real. And just there's something beautiful about the idea of wanting to walk away from what you're doing to just go experience your mother's memories, not necessarily memories with your mother, but your mother's memories. Very, very beautiful. All right, well, this one is I Wanna Be the One You Call. Sounds so 80s. He's catching a vibe on his own album. Let's go.
For a little piece, and there you go, right down the road, so beautiful.
Oh, what are we doing? Feels like it's opening up right here. Get him, Benny. Oh. Woo! That bass. The vocal mix on this, or the like whatever they're using to have him sing through, just reminds me so much of the Strokes right now. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh! It got me because I thought it was going to drop like this the first time. Y'all saw me in that first half. I really thought it was going to drop, but I love that it drops here. Oh, let's go back. I love that first vocal that comes in. Yeah. One more. Love that first note. Woo! Oh, the synth distortion on that. Oh my God. Hold on. I feel like you don't just do that at the end of the song and we not talk about it. Come on. It's so funny because even though I hear him like hitting these ranges regularly, I still forget that he's gonna like take it to that next level. I was not expecting those at the end. I really love just how powerful he comes in with that shit. It's so crazy because like I love that this is the genre he likes to do. He likes pop, and I love that. If the dude wanted to do like hard rock or classic rock too, I could see that so easily becoming readily available to him because he could give that Aerosmith like performance. I feel like it's like almost like a mix of like Queen with like Aerosmith. I just feel like there's a lot of cool things happening here in his voice. I love it so much, especially in moments like that at the end. It's just me, especially over funky bass lines like this. You put me in a good drum like this with a good funky bass line. You got Benson just like, he could literally be shouting nothing and I'd be absolutely glued in my chair for it because I know where he's going to take those vocals next. He's going to go to that next level, take it to the next range, and then take it from the pits of somewhere that I didn't even know he was singing from. That all put together is fucking sick. Ugh. Get too hyped up. I'm over here. Let me drink some Diet Cream soda here. Simmer down before we go into the next track. Whoo! Why am I'm so hyped about that last part. I'm not even fucking with you. Like I am. All right, let's just do it one more. Especially the first one. I think it's right here. Where is that note coming from? It sounds like it starts with an H, doesn't it? Like, it sounds like he said it from another room as he was entering my room. Fucking so good. I am so done with y'all shit talking this dude. All right, this is Wanted Man.
You wrote in like a rock and roll queen. You brought every living man to their knees.
Hey.
Excuse me, I haven't met you before, but I believe that you'll be taking me home. You really get me going.
Oh shit.
I've never been this way.
You get that hard rock sound, I think.
Feel like I'm on it.
Oh.
You're making me feel like I want it, man. I'd give I'm a want it.
Yeah.
Man. You're making me feel like I want it.
Woo!
You're making me feel like I want it, man.
Oh, dude, this is like, it's branching a little bit closer to that hard rock sound. Almost kind of reminds me of Adam Lambert in a way right here. This is exactly what I want to hear right now. Oh, I need him and Adam Lambert to perform this together. If anybody has a way to connect that, they need to do this song together. I think it'd be a really cool moment. Oh, shit. Yes. Oh man, Benson actually seems cool as fuck in this song. Not saying he doesn't seem cool usually, but I'm saying like there's a different level. I'm picturing like motorcycle, like Harley Davidson Benson Boone right here.
So listen to me now, ain't no slowing down, only speeding up,
Oh,
taking breathers, can you
oh, this is the fucking one right here.
bob your head,
Woo!
and dead or alive, I'm a wanted man, I'm a wanted man.
Oh, this is a fucking vibe right here.
You really get me going. I've never been
Oh, the backing vocals right there.
thinking about the way you made. Oh.
No, that song is about 45 seconds too short. In my opinion, I needed that one more time. I could listen to Benson do this all day. The way I need a live performance of this pronto just to see what he does with the aesthetics of it, with the approach of it, and then what we get with that final result. Because I feel like, you know, him throwing on some sunglasses, nice big, I mean, not aviators. I'm thinking like some big sunglasses, leather jacket, pleather jacket actually. I just feel like he'd have the whole vibe right there. That is what I picture when he's doing this. It's that blend of hard rock in that pop sound that works so well. You can hear it with not only that guitar riff, a little bit reminiscent of like ZZ Top, but also the bass riffs in this as well. Just really give to that fuzzy tone in the guitar. Just everything is kind of like setting up the perfect moment for Benson here, and he does not disappoint. I like that he showcases, I feel like I'm seeing more in his voice than I did from the first record. Even though I think the tone of this record is very different. I feel like I'm just I'm experiencing more like moments of his voice, and I'd like to hear him in that hard rock sound even more, if y'all know what I am saying. It's just like, I don't know, he's just doom, 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 doom. I don't know. There's just something cool about all of that. A lot of bass like that. You know, he's got some biker boots on, like tapping his toe. Like the dude would just be a total American badass for that moment. All right, this is Take Me Home.
Wait for me right down old Owen Road. It's been a while, these streets are overgrown. Oh, me like the old days, walk me home.
Oh, he got me there.
Let's go.
Got me there.
Well, damn it, they'd be crazy if they never saw I knew what I failed to see at 17. I must have missed it too. Like you know me, like the old days, take me home.
Oh, it's also the delivery. He sounds like right at the beginning of this particular line, he sounds just a little bit broken, but it's harmonized so beautifully. Oh, this is so good.
You know
Right here.
me, like the old days, take me
Oh,
home.
perfect amount of tension right there. Oh shit. Yeah. I don't know the words. What am I doing? Oh man. I love that we had essentially like a minute and 45 seconds, 2 minutes of buildup to have this big moment happen right here. You know, I could tell from the beginning Benson was going to give this to us just because I feel like you can kind of know, like when he's got a trick up his sleeve, when he's got something that he wants to do by the end of it, he makes that very apparent in the beginning. I think Beautiful Things is very similar to that. I just love where this ends up. I actually feel like this song, I wonder when he wrote this, because I feel like this song could have actually fit on Fireworks and Rollerblades. I don't know, maybe you guys don't agree with that, but this song to me is more of the tone of what that album gives me than what this album gives me. I love just how like real this is. I talk about an authentic sound, man. Like I just feel like whenever an artist writes something from the heart, I say it time and time again, but in a case like this with Benson, it's very important because he does the right things with his voice. He does the right things to make you feel the changes and emotions. That little bit of broken sound that he gives, you know, in that section that I repeated, that I kept going back to, or that I went back to. It's little moments like that where like it's just like you feel the shift in the energy. You know exactly what he was feeling in that moment, even if you're not necessarily feeling that yourself. Either you've experienced it before, or maybe you just, you know, you can understand through his pain what he's going through. But I feel like in the lyrics, it's literally who I feel like we've been talking about in Man and Me and Reminds Me of You. I feel like Take Me Home gives me that same feeling. I want to get back to that part when we were young and things were easy and everything was fine, and you could hold me and we could kiss and we were in love and things were so much easier, because as life goes on, as time progresses, especially now that we are no longer together, the only way I'm ever going to find comfort, the true home of my life, is to find those moments when I'm back with you and everything was as simple as it was. It's true that it's very hard to find home, right? I think that as you get older, especially myself, I grew up living in at least like 25 different houses, 30 different, maybe. I mean, that maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't know that I really am though. And I know that like, because of that in my adult life, learning what home is a little bit harder, but then you find out that home is the comfort that you felt. It's the peace that you felt with that person. It's, you know, home is that fucking latte when I'm on Fifth Avenue, my latte in New York City. That's home. You know what I'm saying? Like home is a feeling. Sometimes home can be this love. And so that feeling of being able to go back to that moment could be all you ever need. You could live in that forever. But unfortunately, that's something you can never really return to. It seems like with the pain that Benson gives us throughout the rest of this song, I mean, the buildup, yeah, but once all that happens and throughout the end, it kind of feels to me like he can't return home. Maybe that love is no longer there. Maybe it's no longer an option for him anymore. And that kind of pain comes with its own fucking flow of emotions too. But I just love him being able to take us on these journeys, even if they do hurt. We've all been here. All right, this is the last track, Young American Heart. Oh, it just sounds American.
Upside down and moving in slow motion.
Jesus.
We're just floating, so wild and free.
Oh, that synth.
Gonna die a young American, and this was the final night we'd ever have again. I'd be just fine as long as I'm wherever you are.
Hey.
'Cause you stole my young American heart.
Oh, so I feel like that goes with Take Me Home right there. It's almost as if all those young moments that we had when we were younger, if I were to die in that moment, that would have been fine because you had my heart. That was home for me. So now all these years later, because he's calling back to when he was 16. So all these years later, he's just trying to go back home. Man, I love his vocal delivery so fucking much in this song.
Never make it through our 20s.
Woo!
We'll lose it all for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm gonna die a young American, this my young American heart.
Yeah.
My young American.
You know, this reminds me, I love to talk about bands I love to talk about. I love to talk about bands I love in non-bands I love related albums. So one of my favorite bands is American Nightmare. And they have a song called AEIOU. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. And this is the same thing. It's, if I was there, if you were here, the world could end. I wouldn't care. The whole point being like, once you find that love, that's like the whole life's work is complete. Anything after is just bonus round.
If I'm gonna die a young American, and this was the final night we'd ever have again. As long as I'm wherever you are.
Ooh, I love that one. Let me take that back.
Wherever you are, 'cause you stole my young American heart.
Fuck. It just feels so American. For all the non-Americans out there, this in a cookout is about as American as it gets. Like, a fucking cookout would hate to see that solo coming, knowing full damn well that it's about to be flags out all day. I love this song, not only because I love that, I love that he was able to capture that feeling in the music itself, but I just love Benson's like play on this. I love it being the young American heart. I love him kind of doing that thing he does so well in his songwriting, which is really setting the scene. I think he's a very visual songwriter without having to go so in depth in the lyricism. He's able to do it with just a handful of lines. And I think that's pretty hard to do, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Cause I pictured this down that red dirt road where they done flipped a car over and he's just thinking about, well, if this is the end of my life, at least I'm here with you. And I think that kind of love is the most beautiful love you can get, because if you found your true love, your mission's kind of accomplished. Like I said, it's sort of a bonus round after that. You now get to do all the fun things you do with the person that you love. But if y'all weren't together, would you still feel that love? You know what I'm saying? So he found his happiness. That's his home, which I feel like is an ongoing theme throughout this record. It kind of seems like he lost the love of his life at some point, and he's trying to get back. He just wants to get back home. I do feel like there are obviously some tracks that are more based around, like, obviously he shares the love of his parents, which could also be very true with all this too. I mean, you know, Take Me Home could just as well easily be about, you know, what it was like to be young and still around his family, and, you know, being able to just experience those things. You don't realize that how important that stuff is until you're an adult and it's way past you. And I just feel like that ongoing theme of that loss of love, or maybe not being around for what he, you know, what he truly loves, I think that's really present in this. I'm not going to tell you guys what my top 3 songs are yet, because I want to make an Instagram reel about it, because I never made one for Benson Boone's first record because I wasn't doing that yet. But I realize now I can put both of these in there. I just need to listen to this a few more times. I can tell you right away though, Wanted Man is such a banger on this record. Obviously not my favorite lyrically, in terms of like, we listened to some like pretty deep stuff. So like Wanted Man is a little surface level in terms of like the meaning of the song. However, what he delivers in the approach to it is what I love so much about it. So it's easily one of my favorites already. That may change with more listens, but him with the sunglasses, that'd be such a whole vibe right there. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys check out Patreon for the album listening party, where we jam the entire record. Don't forget to drop a like on this, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of my reactions. I'm always doing album reactions, always doing singles. So I post a lot of stuff. If you guys are ever bored, I got a lot of content on here. Yeah, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Steven in Stereo. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts about this record, how you feel about this record versus his first record. And you guys can let me know your top 3, because you guys have been jamming this for a few days now. So let me know your top 3 tracks so far. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.